Hey guys, today we are going to see two ways to change the wallpaper on Windows 11. The wallpaper is the image that you see on the background of your desktop. So maybe you're bored of the Windows wallpaper and you want to change it, or you have a picture that you really like. We'll show you how to do that, and later on we'll show you a cool trick that you can use to animate your desktop. So first we need to go to the Start button and then just right click on it once. Then we need to go to Settings, left click once to open it. Then we need to go to Personalization here on the left. Left click once to open it. And then the background section is the one we're looking for if we want to customize the background of our desktop. Left click once to open it. And here we have all the settings. But before we move forward guys, I'm gonna show you an even quicker way to do that. So just right click on the desktop and then select Personalize, and that's gonna take you straight into personalization, where you can left click on background to open the settings. The first option that we have, you can select what you want to have on the background of your desktop. So the picture is the obvious one. Here in recent images, you could just left click on any of these images that we have here as thumbnails, and they will be automatically put on our desktop, just like that. The other option is to choose a photo, and you have this button here on the right that says Browse Photos. Left click once to open it, and this opens the Windows Explorer, where we can use the menu on the left to browse our PC and select a picture that we really like. Left click once to open it, and we have the flowers folder. Double click with the left mouse button to open it, and now we can select a picture that we like. We'll select the flower small wide. When you're ready, left click on choose picture to open it, and as you can see guys, that puts the picture straight on our desktop. The next option, which is really important, is to choose a fit for your image using the button here on the right. It's selected as fill. What that does guys is it just stretches the image to the extent where it covers the whole of our desktop. So as you can see, there are no borders on the sides. But to show you how this picture of a flower actually looks like, we'll select the center option. So as you can see, the center option just centers the picture with the center of our desktop, but it keeps the same dimensions, aspect ratio, and we won't see any pixels. So this is a good option if you have an image that's smaller. If you select an image that's larger than your desktop using the center fit option, it's gonna go out of the frame, so you will see the picture cut like this is. And to show you how it looks originally, we will go to the fit option. Now the fit option, as the name tells us, just fits the image to our desktop. So now, as we can notice, it's aligned with the top and the bottom borders of our desktop. Let's see how this flower looks like. It's really hard to notice at the moment, but we have this option to choose the background color. So let's select a different color. And as we can see, Windows has fitted this narrow picture to the sides of our desktop, here and here. One last example, this flower. So Windows is stretching this flower that was originally up to here to the extent that it touches our top and our bottom borders. So the fit option is great if you just want to have two borders on your desktop, and it's also what you could call universal, because no matter what picture you select, it's gonna keep the aspect ratio, and it has smaller chances of it having pixels because it doesn't really stretch the image outside your desktop. Another option is the stretch option. So what this does is it stretches the image to all the four sides of our desktop. Now If you don't want to see any borders, the stretch option is a good option, but as we can see, for example, in this picture, like the name says, it really stretches the image to do that. So if your image is in portrait mode, it's gonna be flattened. Another option that we have is the tile option. To demonstrate, we'll select this picture. Okay, it was already there. And if we look closely, we can see that Windows is repeating the picture there and there and there. So the tile option, like the name says, tiles your image. It repeats it horizontally and vertically. If you have an image that's really small, you can create a nice pattern. And if you don't want to see any pixels, if you don't want to see an image that's unnaturally resized, tile is also a good option. Another option is the span. So what this does, guys, is again Windows tries to fit the image to your desktop, and it hides any borders, centering the image in the same time. So again, this is a good option if you have an image with good resolution, but the downside is again that your image will be cut on the top and on the bottom. I would recommend, guys, just staying with the center option, which is really good if you have an image with small resolution. You will have something like a really nice painting. Or the fit option, which is pretty much universal. If you have a small image, it's gonna look okay. If you have an image with a large resolution, it's gonna look fine as well. Those are the options that we can customize for the picture mode. The next option that we can select using the button here on the top is solid color, which is pretty simple. You can just select, like we spoke earlier, the color that you can see on your desktop, but this time there is no picture. Use the color option and you won't fail with this. You have 16 million colors to choose from, so that's an option for everyone, for work, for home, and for any age. Again, you have the custom colors option, and you can use the view colors button just to select something that you really like. The next option that we have is the slideshow. So this is what I promised to show you guys. This is really interesting. Basically, you can choose a picture album and create a slideshow. Using the browse button here, left click once to open it, and go to the folder where you have your images, double left click to open it, and as you can see, there are no images in our folder, although we know we have some images here. That's because it doesn't look for images, it looks for folders. So you just need to select the folder where you know you have your images, and then when you're ready, click this button here on the bottom right where it says choose this folder. Left click once, and now we can see the folder that we've selected here. The next option says change picture every, and we have the frequency here. It's currently set to 1 minute. That means our picture will change every minute. So the pictures that we have in the flowers album will change every minute on our desktop. And as you can see, it's automatically changed to the next picture. The next option is to shuffle the picture order, which means the images will be randomized. They won't be taken in the order they're in the folder. We've all had a playlist of songs that we really like, and we know that after some time you kind of know where you're at, what's gonna come next. Just select the shuffle option and it will randomize the images. And as we can see, the images are changing on the background as we speak. The next one explains itself. If this option is turned off, when you're on battery, the slideshow will freeze, so the pictures won't change. If you want to have a slideshow. Even if you're on battery, just left click once on the slider here and turn it on, and then the slideshows will run even if you're on battery power. The next option, guys, we've already explored, is to choose a fit for your desktop image, something specific in regards to the slideshow. Again, I would recommend choosing the fit option, because if you have images that are different in size and in aspect ratio, the fit option just makes them look more unified. So at most the borders of your images will change, but you won't see any pictures that are pixelized, you won't see any pictures that are flat or narrow, you won't see any pictures that are cut and that go out of your monitor here. So if you want to create a slideshow, guys, I would recommend going with the fit option, which is almost guaranteed to make all of your pictures look natural. And again, we have the option to choose a background color and the option of choosing a custom color if we really want. For a slideshow, maybe you want something that's neutral, like black or white, so then any picture that you might have is gonna look good. That's it for the slideshow, guys. The next option is the Windows Spotlight, which is really cool. Windows, through the Spotlight option, downloads pictures from the internet and puts them straight on your desktop. They're already prepared for your desktop, which means you won't see any borders, you won't see any pixels, you won't see any narrow or wide images. And as we can see, Windows is changing the images as we speak. On the top right, we have a little icon that appears when you select Windows Spotlight. If you hover over it, it's gonna tell you more about the picture. If you double click on it, it's gonna open your browser and tell you more about the place. What's worth mentioning in regards to the Windows Spotlight option is the fact that it will consume battery power, it will consume bandwidth. So if you're on battery, or you have limited internet, or if you're paying for your internet, this is not a good option because of the resources it uses. But if you don't have a tap on your resources, you can just leave this and you will have fresh pictures on your desktop automatically. Okay, guys, and now the quickest way to change the Windows background, which is worth mentioning, just go in your computer to the place where you have your picture that you really like and just right click on it, and then left click on Set as Desktop Background. Okay, guys, that's it. You can just play with all of these to find something that's relaxing and suits your needs. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Subscribe for future tips.